Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you, and this is the review of the Wolverine from Wolverine and Sabertooth 2-pack. It's a good figure. Overall, it's pretty good. I do have some mixed feelings about it. One of the gripes, well, I won't say gripes, but probably one of the mixed feelings I have about it is the cowboy hat. I like it. On the one hand, I like it very much because Wolverine does wear cowboy hats in the comics. We even saw it in the Insomniac video game for the trailer that they did to promote the game. So I mean, it is comic accurate. Wolverine does wear cowboy hats. He does. So I do like it. So that's where the mix comes in. So the thing that's kind of a little disappointing for me is that well, it's not that the hats are glued on because I feel that the cowboy his cowboy hat does need to be glued onto his head because of the shape of Wolverine's hair. So you can't really have it removable. I mean, you probably could, but I don't know how well you could execute something like that. So it was probably the right choice, the best choice to have the cowboy hats glued onto his noggin, Logan's head. The issue though is that both of his heads have cowboy hats on them. I felt like that was a missed opportunity. I felt like they should have had one head with the cowboy hat on, and the other head they should have without. And they didn't do that. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. Um, you know, um, that was Hasbro's choice, I suppose. So yeah, so that's basically where we are. So another mixed thing I have, I guess maybe a little bit of a gripe, is his claws are still removable. I mean, I guess in some way that's a cool feature, but I just kind of feel like why? Like why is that really necessary? Especially when he comes with alternate hands. You should just have his claws already glued in there. There's just no reason for that. Um, but they chose to do that. So I mean, I mean, me personally, I'm probably going to just glue the claws in myself. That's what I'm probably going to wind up doing. But yeah, I guess those are my small gripes or some of my mixed feelings on the figure so far. So we're going to review this figure. So we're going to take him out of packaging, take a better look at Wolverine, aka Logan, from the Wolverine and Sabertooth 2-pack. So let's do it. Let's get him out of packaging. And now we are taking a better look at Logan. And as you can see, like I said, his claws are removable. That's just me being funny. I took out his two claws and put the middle finger claw up. So I don't think I'll get monetized for that because I'm not actually saying the F word. But yeah, so overall, I like the figure. He also comes with alternate hands and a plain deck. Um, cards. So I will show that right now. And so as you can see, Wolverine is holding the playing cards. These are his alternate hands. What I do appreciate about the alternate hands is that they have hair on them. And what I like that Hasbro did this time with the Wolverine figure is the hair is more pronounced and they colored it. So they didn't just sculpt the hair, they actually colored his hair. And that's the way it should be. It should look natural. Like, I'll bring in the Wolverine here, his X-Men suit. But yeah, you see the hair, you see the sculpting of the hair here, but there's no color. It's just sculpted hair with no color. And that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It should Hasbro should have never done that, and I'm just so happy and glad that they sculpted the man's hair. It looks great. You see I mean, not just sculpted, but they painted the hair. You see the hair painted on his hands and his arms, and that's wonderful. You even can see his chest hair. His chest hair is painted and pronounced as well. as it should be. So here's his pants. You see the Wolverine belt buckle going on there. That looks really nice. That looks really good. See the belt outline. You see the outline of his jeans. He has pins in his jeans, but there's no pins in his upper bicep swivel and his elbows. His elbows are ugly as shit. I don't know what Hasbro was thinking with this. His shirt looks really good. Nicely sculpted. I'm noticing more with Marvel Legends bucks now. They're new bucks because this is a new Wolverine buck. I've never seen this buck before. Like previously, I reviewed the Daredevil buck, and that was a new one as well. And their midsection, their abdomen, is looking more like a McFarlane toy, which is disappointing to me. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my Daredevil review. And speaking of Daredevil, I have him right on hand. And as you can see, both of their midsections look similar. And they both look like McFarlane midsections. And I don't know why Marvel Legends Hasbro is doing that. Because like I mentioned, I think I mentioned this in my Daredevil review, but what they were doing with their bodies were fine. Now, did they need to update it and make little changes here and there? Yeah, sure. But it didn't need to be this drastic. I mean, it's not too drastic. It still feels like a Marvel Legends figure. But it kind of feels like Slash and McFarlane figure. And I don't want that. I don't buy Marvel Legends so it can feel familiar to McFarlane. I buy Marvel Legends because it's freaking Marvel Legends. It's freaking Hasbro. It's a different company. So I don't want that similarity. So sorry for going on a little tiny rant there, but you also see Wolverine's boots. It looks really good. His hat looks really good. His hat is sculpted very nicely. I like that. And by the way, about his deck of cards, I wish I could focus close on it, but it doesn't want to focus. So I don't know what's the deal with that. But it does have a detail on his cards right there. It looks like it says Xavier. That's interesting. Xavier has playing cards in his name, and also very nicely painted. You see he got the Queen of Clubs, it looks like. The Queen of Diamonds, 7 of Diamonds, 7 of Clubs, and 7 of Spades. I don't know how to play poker, so maybe he has a winning hand. I don't know. But the head sculpt is really nice, though. I think he has a nice, slight little smirk on his face. And me having this figure in person, I think it works. That little smirk he has on his face, I like it. I think it works. His cowboy hat is also a different color than the previous one he had on. Yeah, so as far as details go, this is a very good looking Wolverine figure. I also do like this new buck because this Wolverine is much more buff, much more brolic, and I figure Wolverine should be, because in the comics he is. Wolverine is huge. I mean, he's not huge like in size, like in, you know, like in height or anything like that. But Wolverine is a bulky dude. Like, he's not, you know, he's not a Slim Jim. You know what I mean? Like, he's a very brolic dude. So I'm very happy and very pleased that they gave us this new Wolverine buck. And I assume this will be the new Wolverine standard going forward. I would assume. So, that's pretty much about it for the details of this Wolverine so far. Yeah, so this is a really cool figure. Yeah, it definitely does say Xavier. I see a closer look on that. It says Xavier. And I do like the claws. I've actually been messing around with the claws a little bit off camera. And I think compared to these claws right here, these are the standard Wolverine claws before these right here. And I think that these claws are just better. I think they look better. I think they're shaped better. I think they're more durable, shockingly. Because I was going to glue these things in here, but they're very durable. Like, they're not loose. They don't pop out. And you can insert them very easily. Like, I can pull it out and then put it back in pretty easily. Okay, I'm trying not to drop it. And doing it on camera is not as simple, but I'm trying to do it on camera. All right. What? put it back in? Wait, did it go back in? Okay. Well, it's not as easy doing it on camera, but but these claws are good. I like them. Does it have some hiccups? Yeah. And those cards dropped out of his hand again. But anyway, does it have hiccups? Yeah. But I think overall, I think the claws are solid. I'm still debating if I'm gonna glue the claws in or not. I might, just to be on the safe side. Okay, now it's kind of coming loose now, which is weird. So yeah, I probably might glue it. Now that I think about it, I probably will glue it in there. I thought it was durable, but I don't know. Now I'm doing it on camera. Now it's acting stupid. But anyway, so yeah, the Logan figure is pretty damn solid. So I'm gonna put his other head back on, and then we're gonna move forward with the review. Stay tuned. And okay, before I forget, because I almost forgot, this Wolverine. Yeah. So before I forget, well, I almost forgot. I wanted to pop this Wolverine head sculpt, the X-Men animated series '97. I wanted to pop it on this body, and yes, the colors don't match. It is pretty obvious, but I don't care. I just don't. I really like this head sculpt, and I like to see this head sculpt on this Wolverine buck. So I will probably be doing that for my collection and for my posability. I do love the cowboy hats, and I do, but I just love this Wolverine head sculpt. It is the best Wolverine head sculpt ever released by Hasbro. The new head sculpts that they made for these two cowboy hatted Wolverine heads are really excellent, and they really are awesome. But it still doesn't top this Wolverine head. This Wolverine head is by far the best that Hasbro Marvel Legends has ever made, period. And you can fight me on that. All right, so jumping into articulation. So his head can look back about that much. That's about it. Go down all the way. It can pivot. He does have good attitude, range, full swivel, rotation. Arms can go out about that much. Very good arm action. No butterfly joint, but there is rotation, full 360 rotation, and a full bend, very full bend in the elbow. But the elbow is just a chunk and casserole of nonsense. This looks horrible. It looks disgusting. I don't know what Hasbro was thinking, but you get full range. You get full range. He can touch his upper shoulder there. So you do get bicep swivel. You get fully double jointed elbow that goes fully, just the extra mile of range there. This thing is coming out. All right, whatever. You do get full 360 rotation and hinge as well. You do get pivoting side to side. You do get full 360 range and pivoting. You get full 360 rotation in his waist all around. You get the splits about that much. He can kick forward about that much. He can kick back about that much. You do get an upper thigh swivel. Get doubly jointed knees that has pins. The elbows has no pins, but it's still ugly. But you do get pins in the knees. You do get full 360 boot rotation. He can hinge up, he can hinge down, and he does have beautiful ankle pivot. Okay? So there's your articulation for Mr. Logan, Mr. Wolverine himself. So, with his missing claw, there you have it. Alright, so first up here we have Sabertooth, which is obviously larger than him. This is the Sabertooth that I have bought, and I'm still thoroughly enjoying. So the Sabertooth that comes with the Wolverine 2-pack actually is smaller than this Sabertooth right here. This Sabertooth is the bigger body buck. So even though a lot of people are happy with the 2-pack Sabertooth, and I don't blame them for being happy because it looks really awesome, and I do want a classic Sabertooth, but I do want another Sabertooth on this body buck where he's larger, significantly larger than Wolverine, as he should be. It's no knock on that 2-pack Sabertooth, but I saw somebody do a size comparison, and I'm like, why? I'm like, why? They already had the buck. Why didn't they just use this Sabertooth for that new comic book Sabertooth? But maybe they're saving it to make another new Sabertooth release, because of money, because that's what these toy companies do. But once they do that, hopefully it won't be a 2-pack with Wolverine or something else dumb. Hopefully it'll just be a single release with a classic. Do an animated series. I think Anthony Customs is the one who said that. But yeah, do a Spider-Man. Do a Sabretooth from the X-Men animated series on this body where he's significantly larger than Wolverine. And that would be fantastic. I would love that, and I would buy it immediately. And then after Sabretooth, of course, we have Magneto. And he looks good side by side with Wolverine. And we have his former love, Yoriko, Lady Deathstrike, and she looks awesome next to him as well. And up next, we have the two teammates that clash all the time because they do not get along. Because Cyclops is the leader, and Wolverine hates that because he doesn't like taking orders from anyone. So Wolverine and Cyclops, they look very good together as well. And we also have Wolverine and Blink, and they look good together as well. And we have Logan next to Jean Grey, the woman he can never have, but the woman he's always in love with. We have them as well. And of course, we have Wolverine next to Jean Grey as the Phoenix, and they look fantastic together. They look great. I love that as well. And we have Wolverine next to Charles Xavier, Professor X. And they look great together as well. And we have Wolverine next to the Retro Daredevil. They look pretty cool together as well. And we have Wolverine next to Spidey, and these two look great together as well. They are former Avengers teammates, so that looks pretty awesome. And sticking in the realm of the Spidey universe, just for fun, we have Wolverine next to Tombstone. So Wolverine is shorter than everybody, obviously. And so I put the vest on this Wolverine. And I think he looks okay with it. It looks a little awkward. I almost couldn't get the vest on because he's so big and bulky. But I think he looks okay with the vest. And it definitely it matches with his hat. So I think he looks alright. Oh, one more size comparison. Well, not size comparison, but just comparison in general. Yeah, so this is Wolverine compared to Wolverine. The X-Men animated series 97 version compared, I guess, to comic book realistic Wolverine. I love it. I'm gonna love having this in my collection. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool as well. So my final freaking thoughts on this figure. It is great. It is a very good, solid Wolverine figure. I don't really have too much complaints about it. Like I said, I mentioned earlier in the video, a couple of my gripes and complaints. So I'll give this figure an overall solid rating of an 8. It gets an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good figure. The elbows are ugly and trash. I don't know what I don't want to say McFarlane. I don't know what Hasbro was thinking with that. The elbows are disgusting and terrible. The claws, I thought they were solid, but it turns out they're not. They come out easily, and they should not be able to come out any longer. They should just be glued in. I don't know when Marvel Legends is going to start implementing that, but they should. And both of the head sculpts are good, but both have cowboy hats on them. And I feel one should have the cowboy hat off and one should have it on. So, it gets an 8 out of 10. I am going to enjoy this figure. And I'm happy to have it in my collection. And you guys can collect it off eBay because that's where I got it from. Only $20. So you can't beat that. Because if you buy the 2-pack, you're going to be paying more. You're definitely going to be paying a lot more on eBay because people are selling it for a lot more. Because that's what scalpers do. So, hope you guys enjoyed this review. This has been my review of the 2-pack Wolverine Sabertooth figure. Until next time, see ya.